India renames Kerala as Keralam. Original Malayalam word sees revival. Reconnecting with India's culture. Historic correction takes place. Understanding why Kerala is now Keralam.
Hello and welcome to NewsX Explained. My name is Vineet Malhotra. For what seems like a major change for many Indians, the Union Cabinet has approved a name change of the state of Kerala to Keralam. But for millions of people from the state itself, the word feels natural. It is how they have always said it. It is how it appears in Malayalam and literature and poetry, cinema and political speeches as well. But officially, for decades, in English and in the Constitution of India, the state has been called Kerala. Now that difference may soon disappear. This is the story behind the renaming of Kerala to Keralam. The historical basis? Well, the political process, the constitutional steps and the debate around it. The modern state of Kerala was formed on the 1st of November 1956 following the state's reorganization acts. Malayalam-speaking regions including Travancore, Cochin and the Malabar district were merged to create a single linguistic state. The name adopted in English was Kerala. However, in Malayalam, the land has long been referred to as Keralam. The word itself has deep historical roots. Some scholars connect it to Kera, meaning coconut, while others trace it to the Chera dynasty, one of the ancient Tamilakam kingdoms that ruled part of present-day Kerala. The second half of the word is derived from Ilam or Alam, which means land of origin. Shaji A, a professor of history at the University of Kerala, stated that Kerala is the colonial era spelling that became part of official records, while Keralam is the pronunciation of the state's name in the local language. The British could not pronounce spellings with names ending with M or N, and they changed this as per their convenience. But in Malayalam, it has always been Keralam. He said, adding that though nomenclature is different, the meaning remains the same. In classic Malayalam texts, inscriptions and cultural references, the suffix am or is part of the traditional pronunciation. So, from a linguistic standpoint, it is argued that Keralam is the more authentic form, rooted in Dravidian linguistic tradition, ancient political history and early historical records, including the inscriptions of Mauryan Emperor Ashoka. Scholars view the change as simply shifting the word from British colonial connotation to Malayalam linguistic connotation. So before it was a constitutional debate, before it was a resolution in an assembly, the word Keralam existed in language, literature and inscriptions for centuries now. One of the earliest textual references linked to the region appears in Sangam literature, the corpus of classical Tamil poetry dating roughly between 300 BC and 300 CE. While Sangam texts primarily refer to the Chera kingdom, they established the political and cultural identity of the western coastal region that later became associated with Keralam. By the early medieval period, variations of the term began appearing more distinctly. Some historians point to inscriptions of Ashoka from the 3rd century BC. In his rock edicts, Ashoka refers to southern kingdoms beyond his empire, including Kerala Putra. Many scholars interpret this as a reference to Chera rulers. If that interpretation holds, it suggests that a linguistic ancestor of Keralam existed more than 2000 years ago. While the exact linguistic transition from Kerala Putra to Keralam is debated, the reference established that the name or a version of it was in circulation in ancient political geography. By the 19th to the 12th centuries, inscriptions became clearer. Inscriptions found in temple complexes across central Kerala refer to the land in forms closely aligned with Keralam. And during this period, Malayalam itself was emerging as a distinct language. And as Malayalam developed, the word Keralam became standardized in local usage. By the late medieval era, the term was firmly embedded in regional identity. By the 16th century, Malayalam literature had matured significantly, and writers such as Thunchathaju, often regarded as the father of modern Malayalam, used forms consistent with Keralam in literary tradition. From devotional poetry to later modern works, the term Keralam became the accepted Malayalam expression for the region. So how did Kerala become the dominant official term? Well, during colonial rule under the Portuguese, Dutch, and later the British, transliteration practices simplified many Indian place names for English usage. The British administrative system preferred shorter forms without certain native suffixes. Just as Thiruvananthapuram became Trivandrum during colonial times, Keralam was standardized as Kerala in English administrative records. By the time India became independent in 1947, Kerala was already entrenched in English language governance and cartography. Over time, especially in post-independence decades, there has been a broader trend across India to restore indigenous pronunciations. Bombay became Mumbai, Madras became Chennai, Calcutta became Kolkata. In Kerala, intellectual discussions periodically revisited this question. If the state was created on linguistic identity, should its official English name reflect Malayalam pronunciation? Writers and cultural organizations and language activists occasionally raised this issue in essays and public forums. In fact, this decision by the government is nothing new. It marks the culmination of a long process through which Kerala sought to align its official name with how the state has always been known in its own language. The Kerala Legislative has twice moved and adopted resolutions urging the centre to rename the state as Keralam. In August 2023, Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan introduced a resolution requesting the Union government to bring about the constitutional change. The resolution was passed unanimously across party lines, and the consensus is significant. This was not presented as a partisan issue but rather a matter of linguistic identity. Then in 2024, a revised resolution was passed after the Union Home Ministry suggested technical corrections in wording. Again, it received unanimous support. The state government maintained that the demand was not symbolic but a correction of how the state's name was officially recorded in constitutional documents. The resolution dated June 24, 2024 said that the name of our state is Keralam in Malayalam language. States were formed on the basis of language on the first day of November 1956, and the Kerala Piravi Day is also on the first day of November. Since the time of national independence struggle, there has been a strong demand for the formation of United Kerala for the people speaking Malayalam language. But in the first schedule to the Constitution, the name of our state is recorded as Kerala. This assembly unanimously appeals to the central government to take urgent steps as per Article 3 of the Constitution for modifying the name as Keralam. And under Article 3 of the Indian Constitution, Parliament has the authority to alter the name of a state. However, the proposal must first be referred to the concerned state legislature for its views and reviews. Here's how the process works. The proposal is approved by the Union Cabinet, the President refers the bill to the state legislature, and after receiving the state's views, Parliament introduces and passes the bill. The Constitution's first schedule, where all state names are listed, is amended only after Parliament passes the amendment, thus the change becomes official. So while Cabinet approval is a major step, the final decision rests with the Parliament. So what does this mean overall? The proposed renaming of Kerala to Keralam represents a constitutional acknowledgement of linguistic usage. For decades, the people have called their land Keralam in Malayalam. Now, the government wants the constitution to match. The final step depends on Parliament's approval. If passed, India's map will reflect the change officially. In a sense, this is less about transformation and more about formal alignment, bringing constitutional terminology in line with linguistic heritage. A small change in spelling, but a meaningful one in identity and language. Let's talk about that. Joining us on the program at this point in time is Vinita Hariharan, political analyst. Venkat Narayan, senior journalist, is with us on the program as well. And last but not the least, Priya Sehgal, editorial director of NewsX, also joins us on the broadcast to talk more about this. Priya, I'll begin with you. First of all, your reflections on what this change in name actually signifies. Let me quote Shakespeare here as well. He said that if a rose is known by any other name, it's not going to smell any lesser. It's going to still smell sweet. And what's in a name? All right, I've put some context there for you, Priya. What do you make of this change?
That was a pretty comprehensive context, Vineet. Really, you traced the whole cultural and the political debate behind this name change. And what's in a name? Well, I think the BJP is hoping for a lot of votes in this name. We've seen Raji Chandrasekhar was one of the first to welcome it, as was, of course, the state chief minister and the LDF government. But more than that, I'm also equally interested in the Congress reaction. We have Shashi Tharoor and other Congress leaders also pointing out the fact that, is this the correct way to spend so much money and so much energy? I mean, the state has been asking for a AIMS, for instance, they've also been asking for a bench of the High Court in Trivandrum. So these things I think are more important in terms of daily, everyday usage. Now I think people are becoming more aware and more, as to what you need, and this whole drama of name changing that the BJP especially is indulging in at the center. We've seen, from Seva Tirth to Lok Kalyan Mart to etc. All these. I mean, these are not just done with the stroke of a pen. They require a lot of money, a lot of, whole paraphernalia needs to be changed and added and updated. Is this the way to spend the citizens' money? And as you pointed out, it is already Keralam in Malayalam, so it's just an adding of M is not just adding an M, it's actually a whole lot of work. They were already calling it Keralam, those who wanted to. So they don't need the stamp of approval from the parliament to do so. What they need is funds to be spent in a way that betters their life. It's an election ploy, of course. As we know, Kerala is going for elections in the next, by May, we'll have a new election in the April-May. So there is, the LDF hopes to gain. BJP is backing it because it hopes that there is any votes that may come anti-Congress. The BJP is hoping to play. Raji Chandrasekhar has been sitting there. He secured a big win in the civic polls. End of the day, Vineet, I really don't see what it will achieve apart from just the linguistic and some chest thumping, some slogans to take to the street. But in terms of actual lives, will it make so much of a difference? I don't think so, but I'll let the experts from the state tell us.
Fair enough. Vinita ji, in fact, Shashi Tharoor has, noted this aspiration and he's not happy about it. He's like, what will Keralites be called now? Will they be called Keralamites or Keralamians is what Mr. Shashi Tharoor put out. That brought a smile to your face. Your response to this change in name, is it just optics? Is it being done for elections? Or is it a delighter? What's the significance here, ma'am?
Good evening. So Shashi Tharoor is always known for his, play with phonetics and language. So we leave it to him for his remark on the Kerala, what the Kerala people should be called. But more than that, I think giving a political color to this entire change of name is not correct, because this is a bipartisan move and, passed by the state assembly and then gone to the parliament, as you already elaborated in your initial introduction. So this is a part of the going back to the roots, going back to civilization, and bringing the culture of India to the fore. And it's high time we decolonize our country. The British left us many 200 years back, and it's high time we come back to our own culture and our own roots. So this is just about that, and it's while going back to our roots, we are also giving a symbol of forging ahead, because when it was called Keralam was when actually Kerala prospered. Before November 1st, 1956. That was when Kerala was actually prospering and connecting with the globe, when the name was Keralam officially as well. So we're really going back to that roots, and we're going back to the tradition of Kerala being a front runner in every aspect. And so Keralam is the right phonetic, is the right language, is the right name for Kerala. And it resounds well with the Malayalis, because Malayalis have always known Kerala as Keralam. So I think there is no debate about it, and it's only natural. It's high time that it's an overdue step by both the governments, and it's also a good reflection of cooperative federalism, where the state and the center have together taken this action. And as far as the projects and aims and all of that, that's a different topic altogether. That's a different aspect of Vikas, which there are a lot of issues with aims, and which the Kerala government has to identify land, and it has to go to the center. So this is a reflection of how cooperative federalism works. If Kerala government actually brings a proposal which is good, which is apt in its framework, the central government will definitely pay heed and will do the necessary what is required to pass the resolution, so to speak.
Mr. Venkat Narayan, how are you looking at this name change? It's happened in the past as well. Orissa has been changed to Odisha, Bombay to Mumbai, Calcutta to Kolkata. In fact, there is also this feeler that is being put out by the government that India will be called Bharat. Of course, that's a much more complicated process. But how do you reflect upon these name changes?
I think I see it as a process of decolonization of India by changing names. After the BJP came to power, they changed names of at least 25 cities and places, including Allahabad is now Prayagraj. And we have elections coming up to the State Assembly in April, and this demand was made by the government of Kerala, and it is a feel-good kind of effort. I think the BJP is trying to win hearts of Malayalis who have voted a BJP candidate for the mayorship of Trivandrum, and Rajiv Chandrasekhar is actively involved in the local politics. And the people want it, and the assembly passed resolutions twice. And I think, if it's going to make the Malayalis happy, Keralam is fine, because that is how it is known in the local literature and so on and so forth. But, this can be seen as partisan, for the simple reason that the demand of the West Bengal government, Mamata Banerjee in particular, is much older than the demand made by the Kerala administration. It was, I think, 2016 when, the talk of changing West Bengal's name to Bangla started by Mamata Banerjee's government, and they passed a resolution in the assembly. And our immediate reaction after the cabinet decision to allow Kerala to become Keralam was announced, Mamata Banerjee has said, what about us? We have made this demand for a name change, because West Bengal, East Pakistan, West Pakistan, and all these things are colonial times, pre-1947. So I would think that if the BJP government is determined to go for a name change to decolonize India in linguistic terms, they should also clear the name change in West Bengal. But this business of name changes, every time you change a name, for example, when Allahabad became Prayagraj, they had to spend 300 crores of rupees to, change stationery and its name and all kinds of things. And, it is believed that when a state's name is changed, it could cost more than 500 crores of rupees. That is, I don't know if it's a serious factor or not, but this makes people happy in Kerala. Vijayan is happy, and Rajiv Chandrasekhar is happy. The BJP is happy, and they hope they'll get more votes. And let us see what happens, Vinit.
Fair enough. Appreciate everybody joining us. Priya, Vinita ji, Mr. Narayan, appreciate you taking out the time and speaking with us. All right. Also joining us at this point in time is Mr. Navya Haridas, BJP leader. Appreciate you joining us. Well, in your understanding, what does the word Keralam mean?
See, the state Kerala is rich in coconut trees. Kera means coconut. And as this state is rich in coconut trees, we have this state have been named as Keralam.
All right. What is the significance of this move for the people of Kerala?
See, Kerala was formed in the year 1956, actually 1956 November 1st. So the actual name of Kerala is Keralam, and while coming into this picture, the translation, it has been renamed as Kerala in all the official records, other than in the state of Kerala. So this name of Keralam has to be the official name, state name, being recorded in the other records also. That is our demand. And in this state, the state of Kerala, in the assembly, Kerala Assembly, a resolution was passed in 2024 July to rename the name Kerala to be Kerala. But this was not taken into considerance in the national level or the central level, because no MPs have ever tried to change the name from Kerala to Kerala. So, under this time period, before the election, in January 2026, January 12th of 2026, Rajiv Chandrasekharji, BJP state president of Keralam, has visited our Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji and had given a letter to Modi ji to seeking his intervention in changing the name from Kerala to Keralam officially. So the name of the state is actually Keralam, but it has been denoted as Kerala from the beginning, from 1956 onwards.
Well, some people will also link this move to elections. How do you, respond to, such thoughts?
See, this is not actually based on the election. As you know, as I stated before, it's been 70 years that Keralam is being announced as Kerala. So actually the Keralites, we all need our name of the state to be announced at Keralam everywhere, in every standards and in every official recordings. So this actually, we are too late to rename the name of Kerala.
Well, there is a cultural renaissance that is happening and in Delhi. You've just witnessed Seva Tirth, the new office of Prime Minister Modi. Why is this effort being made, and why do you think it's important?
It is important because, as I stated before, in the Kerala Legislative Assembly, a resolution was passed by the state government that the name of Keralam should be Keralam in the official records, but not Kerala. But this resolution was not taken into the consideration of the national team or the central team, because the MPs have never taken any initiative to change the recordical name of Keralam from Kerala. So under this consideration, the BJP actually think that it is our responsibility to change the name of Keralam from Kerala. Because it's no matter what the resolution has been passed in the state, but whatever resolution has been passed in the assembly must move on to the central system. Then only the official changing will be done. Since the MPs are not taking any move or taking any initiative in changing this, BJP have tried to make the changes, and based on the letter that our state president Sri Rajiv Chandrasekharji has given, we are so grateful and we are so thankful to Narendra Modi ji, because he has been considered our request and changed the name of Kerala to Kerala.
All right. Appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much for your time.
India renames Kerala as Keralam. Original Malayalam word sees revival. Reconnecting with India's culture. Historic correction takes place. Understanding why Kerala is now Keralam.